CJ.
We're on video now.
What mic is this?
Here.
What number mic?
3.
3. And I always forget which one this is.
No. Mike, this
2,
is 4.
2 and 3.
I can't
2
hear
and 4.
nothing
Hello?
except the music.
Hello?
Yeah, we're still music at the moment. All right. All right, we're on.
Great.
Welcome, everybody. You are listening to KNVC 95.1 FM, Carson City. And just a reminder for everybody to donate. Go to knvc.org/donate to help this public radio. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning. How are you? Oh, it's afternoon now.
It is afternoon. It is noontime. It's lunchtime.
Yes, time to have din-din.
Yep. And we are Carson Rural Communities. Sorry, guys. I'm getting used to saying the name.
Yes. We're getting all our ducks in a row. We only get 30 minutes, so it takes a little bit of time to get everything together, and we only do it once a week. And so I wanted to tell you about the gentleman that we have sitting with us today. This is our newest commissioner, Mr. John Cassinelli. He is a business owner. He has lived in Dayton for many years. The business that he has is Cassinelli Landscaping and Construction. And I invited Mr. Cassinelli to come and see us and talk to us about what's going on along Highway 50, you know, that big old truck stop that's coming in. Any kind of enlightenment you can give to us.
Sure. Good morning. Happy to be here today. Actually, good afternoon.
Yes.
Got elected and sworn into office as Lyon County Commissioner in January. So I'm just getting ankle deep. I'm not neck deep yet, but we're getting there. But so Highway 50. Lot of activity going to be happening out there. We obviously have a lot of anticipated growth, but we did just have some kind of disappointing news for some of us. But I'm sure some are dancing in the streets. But the developer of the Traditions development passed away last month.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
they
that.
have halted probably 95% of that construction. So.
Wow.
So they will be finishing up about 200 homes or so that are going in there, the cottage phase. That'll all be completed, but all the commercial development is halted, other than the Lyon County complex, which we would expect that construction to begin in probably 2026.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so...
I'm sorry to hear about his passing away.
Yeah, so it was kind of bad news that the commercial. I know a lot of people say we were getting Target, we were getting Walmart, but none of those pads were spoken for. They were just doing some mass grading as part of the initial development of that area.
Done.
So there wasn't anything actually solidified as far as development on the commercial end, other than the county complex. There was some new developments on Enterprise, and 2 of those will be completed. One of them also has been halted. Further out on Highway 50, past the Copper Canyon off of Bryce there, the Sage Vista development is also on hold, waiting, pending for a new buyer, as well as further out towards Stagecoach, the Iron Valley development is also on hold. I definitely, I'm sure people are happy that the homes aren't going to be coming as fast as maybe they would have, but we also lose out on the potential for the commercial development until they find another buyer.
And that could take some time.
That could take some time. The
Yeah.
light at Traditions at the Nevada Parkway, something there. The developer did pay for that. That light will be going in this year. Should be in by the end of August, early September.
Oh, that's good to hear.
But we don't know if NDOT is going to activate the light because we don't know what the traffic is going to be now coming out of there. But the light will be in place. The other lights are coming. NDOT has given us the project that they'll be working on the Highway 50 rehabilitation project, which is going to be beginning at approximately about Fortune Drive and going out east. That's going to include pavement rehabilitation, which all of us that drive
Yes.
between Fortune and
Yes.
6 Mile in the right lane, that thing is miserable. But
Yes.
so hopefully that'll be fixed. But we're also, as part of that project, we're going to get a light at Riverboat and also at 6 Mile, which are pretty much desperately needed there.
I'm
Yes.
really excited about that one.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate taking lefts there.
So many
it's
accidents
dangerous.
have occurred there. It's but yeah, I don't know what they're gonna put the speed limit at this point, but we are gonna see those lights coming in the next year or two.
Coming from Carson City, and when you want to turn left onto 6 Mile Canyon, it's almost like a mirage. You can't really judge completely the distance of what a car is coming. It's just it's very weird looking when you're ready to make that left turn.
Yeah. And Highway 50 in Mound House is another big issue that I was is one of the reasons I decided to run for commissioner was the problems with the Highway 50 corridor, and I was excited to be appointed onto the Carson Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or
That's good.
CAMPO we call it,
Campo.
to kind of give us a seat at the table on hopefully on what those improvements will look like coming down the road. But there's not a lot of appetite to put a light in at Red Rock and Highlands.
Yes.
But my office for about 20 years was located on Jones Road, right off of Red Rock, and I know what it's like coming out of there. And
Yeah, those poor 18-wheelers trying to get across.
yeah.
Now, are they still going to be putting the flashing light and the speed reduction out there, or is that just still something in discussion?
So those are all still in discussion. I was pretty vocal at some of the Mound House Advisory Board meetings about a plan that when my office was located, my shop up there in Mound House, in 2010, NDOT had a pretty comprehensive design plan that kind of went away. So, but there's some folks that have located that, and they're looking into that, and maybe going to use parts of that for future improvements in Mound House. But one of the things that I've asked for is additional lighting. And when you're coming from Dayton and you get up to the 341 intersection, the lighting is pretty darn good.
Very poor.
Well, right there, it's pretty good. But if you continue on through Mound House
Yes.
and you get to that intersection where we've got a lot of problems at Highlands there, it's really dark. So, if we can even just get some lighting at that intersection. We've also talked about maybe the potential for a pedestrian underpass or a pedestrian overpass, maybe a lighted crossing walk.
This sounds like an expensive option, though.
Yeah, so all of it's going to come down to the money, but
So a blinking sign and a reduced speed limit does sound like the cheapest way to go.
yeah, and even those are pretty expensive, but and they also come with potential speed reduction requirements. They don't like putting them in now unless you got a 35-mile-an-hour zone, which is a little slow going through Mound House.
Well, it would be like in downtown Dayton, right, where they have the crosswalk.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But something's better than nothing. So.
Well, let's have you come back in a few weeks or so and give us an update again for that.
Yeah, I would love to be able to
Correct the situation.
give some good news on that
Awesome.
at some point.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm so sorry again about the traditions.
Yeah, it was pretty bad news, pretty shocking. Hopefully, another development company will come in and buy that and at least do some pieces of it, especially the commercial. We really need some more commercial.
We do.
Well, hopefully the way everything has already been started down there, that would hopefully encourage somebody else to come in.
Yeah.
Plug and play kind of situation.
Yeah, a lot of that preliminary infrastructure is in place, and they can get in
That's
there.
half the battle, too.
Yeah, just talking about building some pads now, maybe. So, yeah,
Right.
hopefully keep our fingers crossed.
Yep, I will. So what's going on with the new truck stop?
Yeah, so the truck stop, interesting, out at the USA Parkway Junction.
Yes.
Anybody that's driven out to Silver Springs or Fernley, gone that way, they see the construction going on. Believe it or not, it's public record, but it is a 7-Eleven.
Okay.
7-Eleven owned property. So interesting to see that size of a 7-Eleven, but
It's kind of like a Buc-ee's.
yeah. So it's public knowledge. Circle K was making a move on purchasing the 7-Eleven Corporation, and I think that fell through. So initially, there was talk of that being a Circle K, but if you look at the property tax records and on the, you can look up who owns what. 7-Eleven is listed as the owner. There is supposed to be a casino element with that truck stop. Not sure what that's going to look like.
Okay.
Maybe even lodging, a motel, something like that there too.
Oh, that's sorely needed
but
on this side of 50.
Yeah, but I don't know what that's going to look like at this point. It hasn't been revealed to me, but we know it's coming.
Is it going to be a fried chicken restaurant? Everybody wants fried chicken.
We sure have a lot of those in the Carson area popping up.
You can never have too many fried chicken restaurants.
Yeah, but
Everybody
we don't
likes their
have one
chicken.
out here.
No,
You know,
yeah, I don't
Silver
know about
Springs
that.
just recently got a little coffee shop, the Four Corners, and of
yeah.
course, if you're new to the area and you hear Four Corners, we can laugh because we know what Four Corners was.
Right.
So there's a nice little coffee shop that came out there. So that's beginning to give a little growth out in that area.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of turning up the weeks cut off quite a bit. But, I don't go out through the roundabout there in the springs too often, but I'll
Just when
get
you're
that
out of
way.
gas, right?
Well, the travelers could use it. So, yes. And yes, let's see. So we know about the, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. The volunteers in Lyon County. I don't know if I read it or heard it, but you have, within the Lyon County government, you have a lot of volunteers that help make things go smoothly. And I was going to pick your brain to see how one person could go and do some volunteering or what it entails.
Well, gosh, that's a good question. That might be a question better answered by Dr. Shayla Holmes there. But I know I can tell you that our library board, our libraries in the county, utilize a lot of volunteers. I think they only have like 10 actual paid staff.
Okay.
But they have a whole army of volunteers and probably always could use more. Our senior citizen centers as well, probably a good place for volunteer efforts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our health and human resources, I would imagine, is always looking for volunteers. The food pantries, healthy communities, those places.
And I just didn't realize it all entailed all of that.
Yeah.
I don't think about those things. I think at being at a government building, but the county's big, so you got to have a lot of people run a county. So
yeah, we're pretty spread out. So, but there's always opportunities for volunteers. Offhand, I don't know where the real need is right now, but I'm sure the Health and Human Services Department could get people pointed in the right direction of where the need is for volunteers.
Well, does Lyon County have a Citizens Academy?
Another question I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I know you mentioned Story has something coming up.
In fact, Story County has their Citizens Academy 2025, and if you want to see what it's like to be a deputy sheriff. The Story County Sheriff's Office, Nevada, is hosting 2 Citizens Academies. One is in Lockwood and one is in Virginia
Sounds
City.
like fun.
Yeah, it does. It actually does, to find out what's going on. Now, you have to be 18. Let's see, it says, learn about patrol, dispatch. Dispatch, I tell you, that's a tough job sometimes. Traffic enforcement and more. Complete sessions and ride-alongs to earn your certificate of completion. So you get a certificate. That's kind of nice to have. And then when you get your certificate, you could come talk to us and show us your certificate, right?
Boy,
Okay.
I might go and check
I'm
that
interested.
out. I'd kind of see if they'd let me kick in a door or something.
So it's open to anyone 18 and over, and you do have to have a background check. And in Lockwood, you could go from March 5th through April 9th, and then Virginia City is April 23rd through May 28th. And it says apply before February 19th, so that's coming up. And you can pick up an application at the Virginia City Sheriff's Office or the Lockwood substation. I have an email address, but if you text me at 775-400-1151, I can send you that email address. And so that would be interesting to find out if Lyon County does have a Citizens Academy.
Yeah, I have not heard of one, but doesn't mean they don't have it. There's a lot of things I'm still trying to learn. It's definitely it's a big county, a lot going on. I sat down with our comptroller, Mr. Josh Foley, and tried to bone up on the budget, and boy, that took a long time. And we've got a solid guy there. I will say that. You can ask him a question about our budget, and he can turn to the page and show you right there. But yeah, I'm still learning a lot, obviously, and doing the best I can there. But still a lot of ins and outs that I don't know, but I can find out.
That's okay, because we're going to have you come back and you're going to give us an update. We love having our commissioners come and talk to us because people can see once we post our video, see the person is real. You know, they get to learn what's going on in their area.
Not a suit and a big red seat.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like you. I am pro-business. And,
Absolutely.
you know, in America, there are more small businesses than there are large businesses.
Yeah.
All the little small mom and pops. And we've got a new one in Dayton. It's called Auto Sutro. Mechanic shop. It's off of Enterprise, and they work on Subarus, Toyotas, and Hondas. So I just wanted to say they're brand new. So go visit them.
Yeah, I
You
haven't heard
know,
about
I'd like
that
to go
one.
check them out myself. And then, of course, we talked about the coffee shop in Silver Springs. And you know, I'm thinking, here's on my bucket list. we have Starbucks where you can go in and sit down and chat and visit with your friends and family and loved ones. But the other ones, it's either drive up or walk in and no sitting. I would love to see another coffee place
What I'm
where
hearing
you
is
could
we
go
need
and
another
sit
Java
down.
Joe's.
Yeah,
Who remembers that place?
Java Joe's.
Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you want for your bucket list? What do you want to see happen to Lyon County and the community surrounding it?
Well, I don't know about the chicken joints. I don't really have any, particular places that I think we could use a lot. We could definitely use another retail grocery store.
Yes.
Coffee shops. I think we're in pretty good shape with coffee shops, but depends on where you live and who you're passing by every day too. So
Right.
I know we are going to have eventually on the corner there of Fortune and 50. There is supposed to be another little gas and go type store, gas station and store type. And then, of course, the Dottie's casino's going in right there too. That one was
so that one's going to move from, or is it going to be
I don't know that it's going to move. I know they approved a Dottie's there not too long ago, right next to Grocery Outlet. So I don't know what their timeline is, but that has been approved. And sometimes things get approved and they never come to fruition, as we know. So
right.
I know when I was on the Planning Commission, we approved a lot of projects that never actually happened. So
I wonder why that, besides having a death,
yeah, finances, I guess.
Well, you know what they say about ideas.
Yes, you have to put them on paper.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember at one point there was going to be like a couple townhouses right there between the S&S Market and the Our Park that got approved, and boy, we never saw that happen. There was another little apartment complex in that strip of land behind Smith's, and that never happened. And I don't know if they just come in and they get their preliminary stuff done and then they just sit on it for a while. And
feasibility, probably.
Maybe wait for the
reports.
economy and things to be right.
Issues of code and stuff like that too, depending on the business.
And that could be it too, and that's why I tell people. A lot of people are really, really concerned about rapid growth, but obviously we're getting growth, but I think it's happening. It doesn't happen as fast as people, tend to think it does. Just because, 1,200 homes got approved, it could be a 10-year build out. So we average about 200 permits per year in the Dayton area, or actually, countywide. I'm not sure what that number is, but a lot of those are Dayton right now. But it's not growing as fast as what some people may feel like it is. But.
So, are there more permits for Dayton versus Yerington?
Oh, definitely more than in Yerington. Fernley is growing. So
yes,
there's a lot of growth occurring in Fernley. But Fernley's an incorporated city, so they've got their own building department and things like that too.
Right.
So their numbers may not necessarily be included in the county's numbers, so to speak, because we don't issue all of those permits because they're city issues some of them. So.
What about Mound House? For any new permits coming for that?
Like a community center?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Community center. Yeah.
Going right for the throat.
Yeah.
I know they've been trying to help those folks there with the community center. They had the community center was funded with ARPA funds, and that got pulled and went to the Public Safety Justice Center over in Fernley. And I get that. I mean, they have to prioritize where they're going to use those funds, but they're working with them a little bit on some improvements to help them with what they've got. But yeah, I haven't seen anything or know of anything coming in the Mound House area.
Okay.
Nothing.
Status quo then.
Yeah.
Oh.
For now.
I mean, we can start a GoFundMe.
Well, not just another coffee place that you could walk in. One of the things that I see on my own personal bucket list that I would like to see is somewhere where small businesses can go, kind of like the Adams Hub in Carson City, have one in the greater Dayton area because it's sorely needed. My experience is you haven't been able to use the community meeting room that's over by this Greater Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
It has to be during business hours. I haven't been able to find it to be able to use it in the evening, and we're a bedroom community.
Right.
So we kind of need something in the evening while we're still a bedroom community.
Yeah, for sure. That's as you know, I was president of the Chamber of Commerce in Dayton for a long time.
Quite some time,
2018, and I just stepped down so I could do my commissioner stuff, and that was one of the things that a vision that I always had was another event center or even a business center like you're talking about, where small businesses, if they needed to have a use of a conference room or high-speed internet or something to that effect.
Right.
And we don't, and that's something that's really lacking. A good place for that might be the existing Dayton Utilities building out on Lakes Boulevard, where eventually that's going to be relocated to the county's new administrative building off of Traditions. But we know that's a couple of years down the road. But that
Right.
building would be excellent for conferences or events. It's got a pretty good sized conference room in there, and so that's a possibility. We don't know what's going to happen with that, but I'm pretty sure the county will. The idea is to consolidate, so I'm sure they're going to want to sell that at some point.
Yeah.
So opportunities are there.
I ended up doing my Medicare 101 workshops over at Lady Tamales Tacos because it was easy access.
And you got
People
tacos.
could see it.
Yeah, and tamales.
Well, I had to follow in the rules for Medicare, but I did those and they were very successful, and that's because people could find the place right on Highway 50.
Yeah.
And so, on the bucket list would be something where we could have a meeting that's easy to get to.
Sure.
And I really don't want to do a restaurant environment, but any place else, it was unavailable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so-
it's tough. One of the other things that I'm excited about and looking forward to is I've been part of the Friends of the Sutro Tunnel group as well, and we just formed a steering committee for one of the 3D grants through Travel Nevada, and part of that is to explore the opportunities for creating more tourism. With the Sutro Tunnel being at the center of that, but not only the Sutro Tunnel. We're looking at historic has such a Dayton has such a historic significance, and it's a rich area for that, and so maybe at some point we can have some sort of event center as part of that.
Oh, that'd be great. Okay, so we're almost down to the wire. Thank you so much. You gave us a lot of information. I can't wait for you to come back.
Yeah, this is fun.
And so Phil's going to tell you the rest of what's going on in the area.
All right, so first of all, we got a little PSA going on here. 95.1 KNVC celebrates our sense of place in Carson City. A sense of place is about the bonds and attachments we create by our lived experiences in the places we are. It's something that we all long for, and we find it here, where history lives and adventure awaits. A sense of place is also the theme for Carson City Mayor Lori Bagwell's State of the City address this year. If you weren't able to attend, slide on over to our website, and we posted it with an easy link for you at knvc.org. Get the inside story straight from the source. It's on the homepage at knvc.org.
Great.
Excuse me.
All right. A little faster now.
Okay. Running out of time here. Also, we have Get Ready for Prehistoric Adventure. Carson Valley Days 2025 are coming June 12th through 15th, featuring this year's theme, Jurassic Valley. Get ready for carnival rides, live music, delicious food, and family fun at Lampe Park in Gardnerville. And don't miss the legendary Carson Valley Days Parade on Saturday, June 14th at 9 a.m.
This one?
And we also have the Sweetheart Dinner, February 14th, 2025, at the Firehouse Grill and Ice Cream Parlor. Reservations are accepted. Call or text 775-276-3047. And just real
time.
quick, we're going to have the link on our Facebook group. So if you go to
Carson Rural Communities.
Rural Communities,
It's
sorry.
the newest one. He's still working on
Still
it.
working on it. There is a lady who is an end-stage kidney failure, and this is something this one really gets me, guys. And we have a fundraiser that we're going to be sharing for her. And if you don't see it up there, if you can't find the page or whatever, you can just message me. I'm Phil Woolley. Just find me on Facebook. Or you can even text me at 775-220-7152, and I'll be happy to give you all the information for that.
All right, everyone. Thank you again, Commissioner John. We can't wait to have you come back.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye,
Wait,
guys.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Wait, bye-bye.